Hi. English. English is such a good language, right? सारे बड़े companies में everyone just speaks in English, and then if you wanna be international, अगर आपको US या फिर Europe जाना है तो you can speak in English and somehow manage over there. But then here's the thing, right? When I was in 12th grade, I was really afraid to speak in English, right? Some of my relatives live in the US, and when they used to come to my house, I used to be like, अरे इनके सामने क्या बोलूँ अगर मैंने गलती से कुछ बोल दिया तो it used to be very awkward because I never speak in English until 12th grade. I never spoke in English with my friends. मेरे सारे दोस्त हिंदी बोलते थे and even I used to speak in Hindi. And then whenever someone like magically appeared from the US, I used to be like, oh damn, how do I communicate with these guys? And that was quite an awkward situation. And I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys are also facing this, right? A lot of you who know English, who can easily read and write and like do basic English stuff, but when it comes to having conversations, when it comes to giving speeches, a lot of you, including me, tend to get afraid and tend to think about log kya sochenge. So today I'm just going to tell you how to overcome that particular fear and why you should be overcoming that particular fear, and hopefully by the end of this video you'll be more confident while you speak in English. Now this is not a video where I'm going to teach you how to speak in English. If you want to learn that, then I've made a separate video about that. Do watch it. In this video I'm more or less going to focus on the fear of speaking in English. Now let's understand the science behind it. Why are we afraid to speak? वो डर क्यों है इंग्लिश में बोलने का? The major reason is लोग क्या सोचेंगे? Why people might become judgmental. Someone would be like, अरे ये क्या अपने आप को क्या समझता है? हम सब हिंदी में बोल रहे हैं. Why is he speaking in English? Or something could be like, his English is really poor. He doesn't know English. Ha ha ha. Or people mocking you, people joking around, whatever. Now understand this, right? Every time you get started, you will have people who will try to drag you down or laugh or do whatever. But that's a very small percentage of people. The number of people who wish bad things for you is very small. Majority of people are there to support you. And once you understand that, you just become immune to that, right? Just forget about what others are thinking about you. Your aim is to improve your English so that you become a much better communicator and you become a much better person in general. You can just talk to anyone in the world and also become more confident when you go to companies, because in companies English is the go-to language, especially when you go to the executive roles, right? So you have a bigger aim to achieve, and if you're just thinking about padosi wali auntie kya sochegi, then that's really dumb. Just don't care about them. Just try practicing in English, and even in normal conversations, try bringing in English phrases, right? Like, hey, good morning, how are you? That could be a good starter. Right? And eventually you'll reach a point where you're able to converse properly in English. If you're starting out and if you're not very confident in speaking pure English, तो English बोलो, आधा हिंदी में बोलो, आधा English में बोलो. That should be a good mix, and eventually you can transition to total English, right? And that should be a good way of getting started. Second problem that a lot of people face is that they don't find people to talk in English with, right? Because when I was in 12th grade, मेरे सारे दोस्त हिंदी बोलते थे, तो I never found people with whom I could talk. And trust me, talking with people gives you better command over English than just reading or than just listening to podcasts or things like that. You have to talk, you'll have to talk to people, and only then you'll understand how you sound and how you can improve yourself. So talking to people was really critical, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys do not have access to people around you with whom you can talk, and that's why we introduced Clinifi English sessions. These are free sessions that happen on Clinifi's Discord server, where every day at 5 p.m. people meet and talk in English with fellow mates. And also the Clinifi server is open 24/7, so you can just come on Clinifi, join a particular VC voice channel and start talking with friends in English and sort of improve your English speaking skills. That's one way of doing it, and plus there are a lot of other Discord servers. Like I think there's a Discord server specifically meant for speaking and practicing English. You can join that. So let's understand the thesis, right? What are you trying to achieve by speaking in English? मतलब मैं English में क्यों videos बना रहा हूँ? Why should I practice English in the first place? क्या फर्क क्या पड़ने वाला है? A is that most companies, and especially in the executive roles, English is the go-to language. So if you're planning to get into an international company or a good company, then English is what most people are going to speak. And especially if you're in a metropole like Bangalore, Chennai or Bombay, then in most companies you got to speak in English because you'll be having international clients and stuff like that, right? Secondly, English just gives you access to so many people. If you know English, you can just speak to anyone in the world, literally. I can be in the US, I can be in Europe, I can talk to anyone in India who doesn't know Hindi, and it's just so cool, right? You can just talk and become a better communicator. There are so many jobs which are offered to people who have a skill and also know how to speak in English. Even that's something that they care about. Like if you're someone who is amazing at technical skills, but if you aren't a good communicator in English, then especially for the higher roles, when they hire, they might look at your communication skills and you might be at a slight disadvantage compared to people who have mastered English and are better communicators than you. Something that really helped me improve my English is talking to a camera and talking in front of a mirror to understand how my hand gestures are or how do I sound. I even record myself so that I can listen to myself later and see where I made mistakes and how can I improve them, right? So these are all cool ways of doing things. I feel you should read and listen to podcasts because when you listen to podcasts, especially, I listen to podcasts right before sleeping, and that helps me know a lot of vocabulary. That helps me learn new words, which I can later implement and improve myself as a public speaker, as someone who communicates with a lot of people, right? And then reading will also give you a bit of information about how sentences should be structured, what are the different ways of forming the perfect sentence, which puts across your message in the most apt way. ठीक है, तो read करो और podcast सुनो, दोनों से बहुत फर्क पड़ेगा. When it comes to podcast, I would recommend the Ranveer Show. बहुत सही podcast है. I think it's India's most famous podcast and I'm so happy for it because it's such a nice podcast, man. He gets like crazy guests. So do all of this, and also if you're living in a city like Bangalore, then that's a double plus point. Just go out there, talk to people, and you'll just become a master pretty soon. So that's my suggestion. I would say if you want to overcome the fear of speaking English, then A is that hang around with people who speak in English, right? That's how you would feel normal. And if you're really afraid to speak in just English, तो पहले थोड़ा हिंदी बोलो, फिर बीच में थोड़ा English बोलो, mix बात करके देखो, and then you can transition to just English. And thirdly, listen to podcasts, listen to read books, so that you know how to form sentences and how to learn new words, which you can later implement while speaking. And lastly, do join the Clinify English VC. रोज 5 बजे मिलते हैं English VC में. You can talk about different topics, and it's a free way of learning and meeting new people and also practicing your English skills. So these are some ways through which you can overcome your fear of speaking. And since we are the topic of fear of speaking, let's talk about fear of public speaking, right? If you're struggling to speak in public, then I mean, even I'm super afraid to speak in public. I've given TEDx talks. I've given one TEDx talk and like talks in front of like 200 people, but still I'm afraid to talk in public. It's something that I gotta acknowledge, right? मैंने क्लास के सामने 30 लोगों की क्लास के सामने बेकार स्पीच दिया है, where I start stammering and things like that happen. तो you cannot be perfect all the time, ठीक है? तो just take that out of your mind, but you can improve anyway. तो public speaking के लिए my suggestion would be just do not think too much, ठीक है? अभी वीडियो कॉल का ज़माना है, तो when you're on a group call, बस unmute को टैप करो जल्दी से and say whatever comes to your mind. A lot of people वो unmute के बटन पे ही क्लिक करके रखते हैं and they're like, oh, मैं unmute करके कुछ बोलूँ कि ना बोलूँ, बोलूँ कि ना बोलूँ. Do not think too much, right? And that comes to talking also. When you're in a group, if you're कोई group में सब English में बोल रहे हैं and you're just standing over there, then do not be like, oh, let them continue the conversation. You should participate in it and contribute to the conversation. अगर आपका point एकदम बेकार है, if it doesn't give any value, it's totally fine. The purpose is to get you speak in front of people, right? And for introverts like us, it's tougher. I know there's sort of an apprehension when you talk in a group, but that's something you gotta get over. So whenever you're in a group, ज़्यादा मत सोचो कि लोग क्या सोचेंगे, ये क्या होगा, वो क्या होगा. Just start talking and start meeting people and staying in a group. अगर आप बाहर नहीं जा पा रहे हो तो start participating in video calls. Clinify के server पे there are a lot of video calls happening, group calls happening, so you can participate in them, talk and improve your speaking. So ultimately, English speaking just comes down to practice and practice. Hope you guys practice, and no one's perfect. Even I struggle so much in speaking in English. Even now I'm not at all perfect. I'm still learning, and hopefully you guys should also do that, and maybe it'll help you a lot in future. It's an amazing skill to have. Take care. Bye.